So the question is that we're going to get to now. Again, we're previewing Super Bowl weekend, Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Bucks. Who has more on the line? Patrick Mahomes or one Tom Brady?
I think the easy answer to it is it's yeah, right. Y'all thought I was going to say Tom Brady? I am going to say Tom Brady. I think he has more on the line right now than Patrick Mahomes does, and it's all because everyone assumes that because he's accomplished so much, he's in his 10th Super Bowl, that there is no pressure, that he's playing with house money, and that there's no way that what he has going on is remotely close to how much Patrick Mahomes has to accomplish. But riddle me this one. I see people looking at Pat Mahomes saying that if he can stay on this pace for as long as Tom Brady did, he has the chance to outdo what Tom Brady has accomplished.
That's the thing.
Well, but that's not realistic. I don't look at it being realistic to be able to accomplish what Tom Brady is going to accomplish. So to be this close to adding to a legacy of where you actually went out on top, the bus got well, to me, I think that there is more on the line for the simple fact that this could be his last season. This could be the last time we ever see Tom Brady take snaps under center as an NFL football player. I think to know that he could be it could be. You just never know, right? So, and for what it's worth, this could be the last time he makes it this far in his career. I think there is a lot riding on this for Tom Brady to be able to win this game, especially knowing that it seems improbable to be able to beat this really, really well-defined football team in Kansas City. I think there's more on the line for Tom Brady.
Playing with house money, if you didn't know that Tom Brady is the highest paid player in this game tomorrow. So just to let you know that, since you said you're playing with house money.
Okay.
But when you're talking about Tom Brady and who has more on the line, I'm going to have to disagree, and I'm going to have to say Patrick Mahomes, and here's why. I think he has more on the line because if he goes out tomorrow and he loses this game, this whole show of what we've been talking about, if he wins tomorrow, is it a dynasty? So he loses this game tomorrow, then everybody's going to start talking about, can he duplicate or compare to what Tom Brady has done throughout his career? All the dynasty stuff is going out of the window Monday morning if he loses this game tomorrow. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be talking about him no longer being one of the top 10 quarterbacks that have already played in his first 3 years of his NFL career. No. If he loses this game tomorrow, they will no longer be talking dynasty, and we won't be talking dynasty either because it's going to be right there in front of our face.
See, I don't know that I agree with that.
Mahomes' dynasty and talking about him being one of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time. He's only in his third season.
See, but I don't think that changes. I don't think you change your opinion of Patrick Mahomes if he loses tomorrow because he's so young.
So how you going to call it a dynasty if he loses tomorrow?
Well, I mean, you can't have the conversation that they're a dynasty, but the dynasty conversation is still there because they were good enough to come back and try to defend the title. They lose the game. You don't think that they're going to make it back again? Tom Brady lost games. He lost Super Bowls.
He has. But when you're talking about dynasties and the comparisons and all of these things, we're talking about longevity. Is he going to play 20-year season? Is he going to go to the Super Bowl every other year? Or is he just going to go to 10 straight? What is it going to be? When we comparing Patrick Mahomes to Tom Brady, what is it going to be? But, he has lost 2 Super Bowl games. Two?
3,
yeah,
I think.
He has lost.
Yeah, 2.
2.
He's been to 10. He's won 6.
He's lost 3.
3.
He's lost 3. Tom Brady goes out and win this game tomorrow. As far as Patrick Mahomes is concerned, which I think he's the best quarterback on the planet right now, I really do. I think he has a future in front of him that nobody can see. His ceiling he doesn't have a ceiling. The house has been torn down. There's no roof, all of that. But I just think that we can't begin to speak dynasty, into Patrick Mahomes if he goes out and loses this game tomorrow. With that being said, the way that Tom Brady has done it over the last 20 years, nobody saw this coming just based off of where he got drafted in the 6th round. Nobody saw this coming. He turned into something that nobody ever could have imagined. But like I said, the eye test tells us that Patrick Mahomes is already better than Tom Brady. And I just can't jump on that wagon of him being, the greatest quarterback to ever live right now if he wins 2 Super Bowls in a row. Tom Brady did it in his first 5 years of football.
That's right.
Listen. This is what's going to happen. I'm with you. Brady has more on the line. It's because he's closer to the end than he is the beginning. That's for sure. Patrick Mahomes can lose this Super Bowl, and if he goes on and wins 2 in the next 3 years, it's still a dynasty. Yep. Nobody's going to win it every single year. But you would assume
it's all based off of if.
Of course, you would assume that Mahomes is going to have plenty more opportunities to win Super Bowls because of his age and the team that he's on, and the organization that he's in with Veach and Andy Reid calling the shots and bringing in players to be and we all know this. Players are willing to take a little less money to go to a really good team with a really good quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, like they did in New England with Tom Brady. Tom Brady has a year or 2 left in his career. He has so much more on the line because if Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs lose this game, he can still go on and create a dynasty. It just slows them down a little bit. It doesn't end it. It just slows them down.
So LaVar, if Tom Brady goes out and wins this game tomorrow, you think this is gonna be the last game we ever gonna see him play?
I don't know, but what I'm saying is that we don't know. So when I look at where Tom Brady is, this might, if he continues to play, say he plays 1-2 more years.
He has 1 more year left on his deal. Why wouldn't he play?
But I mean, who knows? He might see this last victory as, wow, what a great way to end my career. I don't know. I don't know what his mindset is. All I'm saying is
he ain't going nowhere.
All I know,
TB ain't built like that.
All I know is it's a possibility because he's that far into his career. So anytime you get to this point in your career and you're actually able to achieve at the level that he achieved at this year, whether he makes this his last year or not, I just think that it's sensible to think that he won't make it back to the Super Bowl. I don't think he's going to make it back to the Super Bowl.
You know what the crazy thing about it all is? We look at Tom Brady and we look at some of the rest of these quarterbacks in the league, and we're sitting here saying we know that Father Time is telling us that Tom Brady is at the end of his career. But when you look at some of these other quarterbacks in the league, their career is looking a lot shorter than Tom Brady's is.
Yeah.
When you sit here looking at it, you're like, some of these guys, they're not even playing as well as he is right now at 43.
And I want to reiterate the fact that Tom Brady has accomplished and won at a level where I do not see it being legit or feasible for another player to ever do what it is that he's done, to achieve at the level that he's achieved at. So with that being said,
man, you're confusing me. Bro.
How?
You're going back and forth.
I'm not. He has more to lose in this game because he's at this point, all he's doing is pushing the records farther out so that it's just
impossible
out of
to catch.
Yes, it's like Jerry Rice.
It's impossible to catch anyway. I don't think nobody's going to catch it.
But to me, that's what makes it more on the line for Tom Brady in terms of when we look back on careers, we will always forget the small details of what careers had. We will always remember the biggest moments. And so for me, every single big moment that you come out on top, there's a lot at stake. So when you look at this game and what Tom Brady is looking at in terms of accomplishment and pushing it further out where you can't see where it is that you have to get to in order to be as great as he was, I just think that that's on the line, that's at stake, and that's a lot to be at stake, if you ask me, more than what Patrick Mahomes has going into this game.
Yeah, but all those ducks have to be in a row. All those things you're talking about, Patrick Mahomes getting to where Tom Brady is. Do you think Andy Reid's going to be his coach for another 15 years?
I mean, I bet you Andy Reid going to try.
Man, Andy Reid is going to try to hang. As long as Mahomes is under center, Andy Reid is going to be feeling real good.
Andy Reid going to be out in a walker calling plays.
In a walker.
In a walker.
Yeah, he going to try. I mean, wouldn't you?
Hey, if I got that guy, I'm gonna try. I'll call plays from the crib. I'll be calling plays from the house.
All right, so this is interesting, but I one thing's for sure going into this game. It's and I wanted to throw this one out at you, Plex. Is that there's generally signature moments that take place when people are trying to solidify what's at stake for them on, in the games. And sometimes it's a drive. We think about Joe Montana when John Candy was eating popcorn in the stands, and Joe Montana marches them down the field and wins the game against Cincinnati. There are moments in time where you think about Dyson coming up short for Tennessee against the Rams, and it just sticks out to you. One moment that sticks out for me, like very vividly, is a team that is down with seconds left in the game and seemingly probably going to lose to what would end up being an undefeated Patriots team, which would probably be a feat that would be unobtainable, unachievable, to have had the career and then to add an undefeated season to it. Only one other team, the Miami Dolphins, to do it with Don Shula. Plex, you catch the game-winning catch in that game to solidify and seal the victory for the Giants. That's one of those memorable plays. There were two memorable plays for certain in that game, David Tyree's catch and your signature catch in the back of the end zone where you put the dagger in them.
Slant and go, easy money. Oh, man, it was so easy.
Walk us through walk us through it. Like, what did you feel when you heard the play call? What did you feel when you were, right before the ball was snapped? What did you feel when you saw the ball go up or saw the coverage?
VAR, he lined up, saw that coverage, and was like, ooh, I got a slant and go. I'm about to score easy.
I really thought that they was going to get out of the coverage. I really did. But I'm just going back to, the mindset of myself and our offensive line, and walking out on the field for that game-winning drive with 2 minutes and 39 seconds, and knowing that, listen, we're gonna have to go out here and score a touchdown if we want to win this game. And I remember being on the field and David Deal and Richard Seymour were going at it, during this TV timeout, and Richard Seymour basically looked at me and looked at David Deal and gave us the throat cut signal, like it's over. We're going to win this game, it's over. And I remember David Deal saying that, no, it ain't over yet, baby. And that was the mindset that we had because, we didn't waver, going into that drive. We knew that, we had to score a touchdown during the game. And you talk about the helmet catch, you talk about my catch, but there are maybe 3 or 4 plays that stand out to me that I remember vividly that helped us win this game. If Brandon Jacobs doesn't get a 4th and 1, the game is over with. Mm-hmm. He runs into the back of Chris Snee. He doesn't go anywhere. He fights for an extra yard and a half, and we get a first down. And then we have a busted coverage. We have a busted route on the outside. And Asante Samuel drops an interception. And if you know Zont, and if you know Asante Samuel, he don't drop picks.
No.
If he get his hands on anything, he's snatching it.
I remember that play too.
And he drops the football. And I'm like, man, destiny must be in front of us because as long as I've been playing, Zont does not drop picks. That happens, and then we get a 3rd and 10, and we run a diagonal slant, 2 slants on the outside, and Smitty runs the little 5-yard diagonal. And Smitty's a rookie, but he has the mental capacity to, you know what, it's 3rd down, and he turns it up and it takes 2 steps and dives for a 1st down. It's 3rd and 10. What's the probability of us getting a 4th and 10? And Smitty was a rookie, one of the smartest wide receivers I've been around for a young guy. And then coming out for that game-winning touchdown, we get the call, and New England is running the same coverage, so we keep calling the same play. We keep calling diagonal slant with Smitty running diagonal with 2 fronts on the back side. And they got me on the weak side, hoping I can draw single coverage. But they keep doubling, and we call it the 3rd time, and they jump into a 0. And when I break the huddle, Eli grabs my jersey and says, man, listen, if they give you 1-on-1, I'm throwing it. And I'm like, man, they're not going to single me right now. And I get to the line of scrimmage, and I can't even believe what I'm seeing.
Man.
I'm smiling in my mouthpiece like, come on, man, hike the ball. Don't even go through the cadence. Just go in. Just
slam go and cover 0. Like, this is easy money
no,
right here.
It was X-Fade. It was X-Fade.
Oh, and you just made it look like it.
But check it out, TJ. They were in cover 0. And in cover 0, you try to use, you can't line him inside because, you have no inside help.
Right.
And he wants to use the sideline as his defender.
Yeah.
But it goes back,
there.
and it goes back to the beginning of the show, and we're talking about preparation. I was in the same position against Ellis Hobbs in Week 16 in that game when the Patriots beat us, and they went 18-0. And I knew that once he got inside the 10-yard line, he would back up to the goal line and stop his feet. I remember seeing this on film. He done it several times. And I said, you know what, man? I'm going to get up on him and shake him. I said, you know what I'm going to do? If he remains true to what he has showed me on tape, he's going to back up to the goal line, and he's going to stop his feet. And I trusted myself. I trusted the preparation. I trusted the film because I had seen him do it over and over again. I said, you know what? If he stops his feet, I'm not even going to stop, and I'm going to run clean by him, and that's exactly what happened.
Hey, Plaxico, here's the live play call from Joe Buck. Let's relive it all together.
Manning lobs it. Burress alone. Touchdown, New York.
Right, crazy.
Makes
But
me
just
sick,
the
but happy all at the
preparation
same
part,
time.
just the preparation part of it, man, of understanding and knowing what your defender's going to do. It just makes your job so much easier when you can anticipate and know what is going on and what your defender's going to do. And we're talking about matchups. But as history shows us, that wasn't a good matchup.
It was not a good matchup, at least not for them. Yeah. Anyway, I was supposed to be there. I was retired. I was 1 year away from that game. Golly.
Oh man, I remember the call.
Yeah, y'all been put up on game on what it feels like to catch a game-winning Super Bowl play. How many people get an opportunity to do that? Sheesh. I just got to throw this one out at you because we've come to that point in the show. We got 2 minutes left. Who you got winning the game?
Man, so for me, this is crazy, Var. Before the season started, I picked the Bucks and the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl before the season, and I had the Bucks winning it. And I feel really good about my pick because the Chiefs have no offensive linemen to block that front four. So I'm going to roll with my Bucks, and I'm going to change my name to TJ Nostradamus after tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
TJ Nostradamus. Another word we can't spell within your name. Yeah, right?
Exactly.
So I'm going to go whoever bet $2 million and the $3.4 million on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to cover the spread. I'm putting you up on game. I'm giving you good news. Tampa Bay is going to cover the spread, and they're going to win by 3. I'm going to say Tampa Bay 27-24.
Nah. I got Kansas City winning this thing, and you know what? And they will beat the spread. It'll be by more than 3. Take Kansas City, y'all. Don't listen to these two. They think they know it all, but this third time around.
Hey, we have killed you all year on picks.
All
you know that,
year
right?
long, man.